I left the city, I've been browsing, treading water that they drowning. My head on the swivel, yeah. It's only really my surroundings. They keep it all the way 1,000.
Hey everybody, it's Zach, aka Zach's Views. We are back again with another video, and guys, I just got done with episode 6 of Marvel's What If. The name of the what today's episode was called today. The name of today's episode was What If Killmonger Rescued Tony Stark, and this was an episode I was really looking forward to. Last week's episode I wasn't really a big fan of. Episode 5 of What If Zombies. I wasn't a big fan of it. It was a big letdown, but I was so happy that we got this episode, and it was so good. The concept of this episode of what if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark? How would that affect Tony's journey on becoming Iron Man? And it affected it so much that Tony doesn't become Iron Man. He doesn't go through the steps of his life to become Iron Man. So him being, rescued by Killmonger, him making Killmonger his, head of, operations, pretty much, I guess, head of, I forget what it was, just head of operations of Stark Industries, and he, worms his way into, outing Obadiah Stane, saying, oh, Obadiah, made the 10 rings go after you, this, and that. Obadiah being put in prison, and him just trying to get his way to essentially get to his main goal, as we all know from Black Panther, of trying to take over Wakanda and trying to pretty much take over the world. So that's pretty much what he was doing, but he was able to get it done in a way of manipulating Tony by him thinking that he did that just in the faint of the good of his heart to rescue Tony, but he's actually doing it so he can use Tony's tech so he can get his way into Wakanda easier by him getting weapons from Tony and him getting a higher power in Tony's industry. And him trying to get that all of Tony's resources and technology so he can get an easy way in to get into Wakanda. And then when he gets into Wakanda, him act like the U.S. government is trying to attack Wakanda. And what I really loved about this is he needs parts of his he had this certain robot suit he was working on, but he couldn't get it off the ground because he needed the right technology. And then Stark's like, oh, I can help you, you saved me, I'll help you, and building this big robot suit. And it's funny because he made remarks saying, oh, what if we made a small mini arc reactor? He's like, oh no, that's dumb, which we all know that's what he does to make the Iron Man suits, to make them work. So I thought that was very funny. He's like, oh no, that's dumb. And he's like, Killmonger's, what if we use vibranium? And he's like, oh yeah, if my dad didn't use the last of it. And he's like, oh, what if he didn't? And he pulls out his ring, his family heirloom, and pretty much gives it to Tony, and he's able to track down more vibranium, and he ends up going through Claw to get the vibranium, which we all know Claw has that vibranium in Age of Ultron. He has that same, supply of vibranium, and unfortunately, Killmonger's work, this was all part of Killmonger's plan, he's still working with Claw. So it's there was modified changes, and it was what if Killmonger was able to save Tony Stark and able to achieve his goal quicker by him saving Tony? He would have, his plan would have went quicker instead of taking these many years. If Tony didn't get saved by Killmonger and didn't go down the path he went down to become Iron Man, this would have happened. Killmonger would have saved him, and he would have been he would have killed Tony. He would have killed Rhodey, because he ends up killing Tony and Rhodey in this what if episode. He ends up, because Tony he has to take out Rhodey when he's going to go to Killmonger. Go to Ulysses Claw to get the vibranium, and Rhodey ends up going there to make a transaction, and he ends up taking out Rhodey because he doesn't he wants to take Rhodey out of the equation because he wants no one to know what plans he's a part of. So he ends up, and also he knew that T'Challa would show up with the Dora Milaje, pretty much knew that T'Challa would show up trying to take out Ulysses Claw and also get the vibranium back, and he ends up taking out T'Challa, and he also ends up taking out Rhodey. So he takes out two birds with one stone, knowing that, T'Challa would show up, and also taking out, Rhodey, because he doesn't want Rhodey being involved, because he wants to keep taking everybody out and being the highest power where no one can stop him. So he's taken down Tony's industry from the inside. Well, and this is all a part of his plan. So right when he does that, he thinks Tony doesn't know what he was up to, and he thinks that Tony wouldn't, use Jarvis, because Jarvis is everywhere, and he ends up finding, Jarvis gets the information, giving it to Tony, that he killed T'Challa and he killed, Rhodey, and pretty much he's like, you're not gonna get away with this, thanks for giving me your vibranium ring, because I was able to get your machine working, and look, I'm gonna take you out right here and you pretty much, gave all your fighting information, and it can fight just like you. You're not gonna be able to stop this robot. But he took a Wakandan spear and was able to take out the robot and pretty much kill Tony. So he ends up killing Tony off too. And pretty much just all that's left really is Pepper and Happy, and they really can't do much about Killmonger taking over, the industry pretty much, or I guess the government's now taking over it, with Ross. He's taking over the industry, saying, you guys work for me now. All of Tony's stuff goes to the government now. So pretty much, Killmonger has been took down Tony's entire industry, took down anybody that could really stop him. And this is all part of his plan to be the war hero and to pretty much, pretty much start war with Wakanda. But this is a way for him starting war with Wakanda, him getting an easy in by sending his robots into Wakanda, saying, Wakandans killed Rhodey, Wakandans killed Stark. You know what I mean? Me and Stark made these weapons, to take them out. We gotta stop them. But this was all a part of Killmonger's plan to make him look good, so he has an easy way into Wakanda. It was so well thought out, and that's what makes me love that, and that's what made me love Killmonger, is because he was a really good villain. He really thought about, he was always playing chess, literally, while other people were playing checkers, and I really loved that about him. He's a really good villain, and also he's a very layered villain. Some moments you could see what he was trying to do in Black Panther, and those are always the good villains that you could see what they were trying to do, and you're torn into what they were doing was good or not. You know what I mean? That's the same way with Thanos. You know what I mean? They're not just one-sided. There's two sides of the coin, and I really love that about Killmonger as a villain. So literally, I just really like this episode, and he pretty much makes himself look good in Wakanda, saying, we need to do this for T'Challa, you know what I mean? We need to do this, and but he's the one that made the robots to initially go into Wakanda. He set all this up, making it sound like they were a threat and all that stuff. So this was his plan from day one. All of this, he ends up taking out Claw like he did in the movie, and saying, I'm doing this, as a side of good fate, that I'm giving you guys Claw, and I'm also the U.S. government's coming for us. They have Stark Tech, and they're coming after us, thinking we killed Stark and everything, and they're the ones that killed T'Challa and this and that. So this is all a part of his plan to also, I feel like at some point, I don't know if we're gonna get another episode showing him killing, King T'Chaka, because we know that's probably gonna happen, because we know that King T'Chaka is the reason that Killmonger's father is dead. So I'm wondering if we're gonna see, maybe, because I don't think this is done yet, because by the end of this episode we see Shuri getting the information. Stark was able to send out information to Shuri about how Killmonger killed T'Challa, and Killmonger killed Rhodey, and Killmonger is all a part of this was all a part of his plan. And the two people that know that have to tell tell the US and tell Wakanda that he was behind all of this. He did everything. And T'Challa warned, even told him from the other side, that you're doing this for power, and power has a limit. You know what I mean? So you're gonna get your comeuppance pretty much, and that's exactly what's happening, because the two people that know are two sides of the government of the U.S. and also Wakanda. So he's beat, because now you have two sides that are going to work together to take you out. So I'm excited to see where that's going to go going forward. If we get another episode, I don't know if we'll get another episode, But I'm just super excited to see, Pepper and Pepper and Shuri take out Killmonger. But guys, that was the video. I'm trying to be quiet too because it's a school night for my brothers and sisters, and I'm trying to be quiet, and I can hear my dad. So I can't tell what he's about to. Okay, he's actually going to the bathroom. But literally, I thought he was going to tell me to be quiet. But guys, that was the video. I can't wait to hear down in the comments below what you guys thought about this episode. I thought it was a great episode. I really wish it would have been cool to see them do a lot of these What If episodes in live action, and I'm hoping that we'll get a lot more. Maybe like down the line we'll get some What If episodes in live action, because I would really enjoy that. I know this is canon, but they're doing this in cartoon, like in animation form, because you could do a lot more in animation than you can do in live action. So I don't mind it, but I really am excited to see if they'll do live action episodes of What If, because they're already trying to bring in, Haley Atwell's, Captain Carter. They're trying to bring into live action in Multiverse of Madness. So I'm thinking maybe they'll do some live action stuff maybe later down the line, but I'm excited to see how this will get resolved. How Killmonger will be, either maybe taken it, arrested or, killed. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm excited to see what's going to happen going forward in that storyline, because I really enjoyed this episode, and I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say about this episode. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Also, let me know what is your favorite episode. How would you rank these episodes? I'm going to be going to bed right now because I'm super tired. But, guys, I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments below. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day. I'll see you guys next Wednesday for episode 7 of, What If, because I think we only have 7, 8, 9. I think there's 9 episodes total, so we only have 3 more episodes left. And I'm excited to see how all this gets resolved. I know there's going to be a season 2, but I'm excited to see how this gets resolved. I'm excited to see maybe will anything cliffhanger into Multiverse of Madness. I'm not quite sure, but let me know your theories down below. But guys, that was the video. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.